Swedish power metalist Sabaton will release their brand new album The Great War on the 19th of July 2019 via Nuclear Blasts. New Sabaton music is always an exciting time for us at GBHBL, even more so knowing they're going to be a headliner at the 2019 edition of Bloodstock Festival. We've had 3 singles released from The Great War so far. The first single, Fields of Verdun, a decent track, but not mind-blowing. The second was an absolute cracker in the form of The Red Baron, and then we had another banger called Great War. Sandwiched in between those, we did also get another non-album single released in Bismarck, which turned out to be one of the best Sabaton tracks we've heard to date. The release of Sabaton's 9th full-length record perfectly coincides with the band's 20th anniversary, and the concept album is based on events during the First World War. The band started recordings exactly 100 years after the end of the First World War, the 11th of the 11th, 1918, and took 3 months of intensive work to complete the album altogether. Now, The Great War is quite a short album, with 11 tracks weighing in at just over 38 minutes in length in the standard edition. Still, quality over quantity is what everyone should aim for, right? So, is it any good? Well, the short answer is yes. It is a very strong Sabaton release that stays very true to their familiar sound, with a few twists and turns on the way with some darker vocals, such as a bit of a growl like in the verses of the album opener, The Future of Warfare. You get the same darker vocals for portions of the absolute banger Devil Dogs. Devil Dogs is an absolute corker of a song. It is a quick and fiery track with amazing drum rhythms and a blazing solo. There are huge operatic moments with backing from choir vocals that elevate the track massively. It's one of the best on the album, on par with the brilliant singles Great War and The Red Baron. These 3 tracks stand out as pretty damn special and are only bettered by the penultimate track, The End of the War to End All Wars. Love that title. The End of the War to End All Wars is a nice switch up. It comes at the end of the album and differs from what has been heard so far. The intro sees a sorrowful melody played out on a piano alongside a violin solo. It gives you an introspective feeling though. It will have you jump out of your skin when it suddenly kicks in with what sounds like 100 members all going for it at the same time. Backing choirs, a slamming bass and guitar riff, booming drums and layers of keys shake you out of your introspection at speed. It's very grandiose, very epic feeling. Vocals in the verse keep the same full instrument sound as backing, making it the most layered track on the album. A one that occasionally feels a bit complex and hard to follow. It's a huge and ambitious song and immensely listenable, a true power metal epic. Outside of these though, there are a lot of good typical Sabaton songs. 7 Pillars of Wisdom has some great riffing and excellent drum patterns. It has a decent pace to it and follows that Sabaton slow down in the verse to build up chorus. 82nd All the Way really packs in Sabaton's storytelling ability to focus on a Sergeant York leaving the US to go and fight in the trenches. It packs a catchy chorus, loads of backing atmospherics and a blazing solo. A Ghost in the Trenches has a fiery guitar intro with an absolute belt of a chorus and a huge 80s sounding solo. Then we get the Attack of the Dead Men, which also has some good moments and a typically great solo, though also has some out of place effects in the bridges and at the end. The drums are great in it though. In fact, the drums are amazing throughout, with some really impressive flurries. The album ends with a bit of an outro, but really the end of the War to End All Wars is the ending. But we do get a 2-minute recital of In Flanders Field to Close. It's a nice touch, well within the concept, as the backing choir recites the war poem written by Canadian physician Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae. The Great War is another fine Sabaton album with a couple of moments of real quality and a lot of typical but good stuff. The End of the War to End All Wars gets better and better with each listen. The Red Baron, Great War and Devil Dogs are absolute bangers and showcase the best of not only Sabaton but also power metal. There are then a collection of very good but predictable Sabaton tracks like Field of Verdun and 7 Pillars of Wisdom in particular. Now, there isn't anything on these other tracks that stand out as amazing, but they're still immensely enjoyable songs. In fact, you'll be hard-pressed to find something you don't like. If you're a fan of power metal, Sabaton, or concepts in general, this is well worth checking out. Sabaton have done a good job of conceptualizing World War I with some great instrumentation, use of symphonic elements and the all-important choir backing. It does occasionally feel like a pretty glossy version of events in comparison to, say, 1914's recent effort, The Blind Leading the Blind, but that doesn't make it any less interesting or exciting. Sabaton have been on an upward charge in the last few years, cementing themselves as festival headliners. Does the Great War accelerate this growth? Not by much, if we're honest. There is little on the Great War that pushes Sabaton to new places and greater heights. But it certainly won't damage them either. Instead, just adding a new collection of very good songs with the odd belter to an already impressive catalogue. It's out on July 19th via Nuclear Blast. Make sure you check it out. Let us know what you think in the comments and hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.